Did we find any meth?
A little bit.
A little bit?
Here you go. One a day.
Dude, they look like snake eggs or some shit.
Well, this ain't Minecraft.
What is this?
I don't fucking know. A brain?
That might be a brain. It's expired as fucking solidified.
$20 whoever smells it.
Ugh. Whoever loses the pit bike race has to take one of those pills. Whatever happens, happens. All right, guys. So today we're gonna play with the new interior we got a little bit. So I'm gonna go into detail on this a little bit better than the last video. So this came out of a, let's say 2014 to 2018. Anyways, it came out of a High Country, which is one of the highest packages of GMs. What that gives us is the heated and cooled leather seats. We got the full dash. It even has the column. We're gonna see if those splines on the end of the steering column match up on ours, and if they do, dude, we ain't even gotta change it. We can just get a quick release adapter, adapt this, put a hot rod steering wheel on it, and then just find all our wiring for these and use these on there. I wonder, we'll have to see when we get into this how much of the shift linkage they took apart and if it matches up with ours, but if it does, then that's cool. Other than that, we got our buttons, most of our vents, all of our HVAC. We'll have to gut a lot of this wiring out. We don't need any of it. We don't know if our HVAC controls that belong to this, we can adapt them to work with that. If not, then we'll just take the HVAC controls that belong to the 95 and figure out a way to beauty panel them in here. And then we can just order a doubled in dash kit for this dash, put it in, put us a doubled in radio in, we're good to go. And then we can put our tablet right here somewhere for our gauges, and then put a beauty panel around that, and that gets our gauges figured out. That was definitely the side of the vehicle that was wrecked, because this side and the cover piece that went right there is kind of crumpled up, but that's okay. This dash is 3 inches wider than the dash in here. So what I figure we'll do, if we cut it flat at this panel on both sides, that takes off about an inch and a half, almost 1 3/4 inches off of both sides, and that gets us where we need to be. So we're gonna look into what exactly we need to do for that. And then as far as the top, it's kind of damaged, but it's gonna work for us for now, and we'll get it recovered later. And then we've got our beauty piece that covers the speakers here. I don't know if we're gonna be able to use that. We might have to trim it to make it match the curve of the windshield on this truck. We'll figure that out. If not, we'll just get ABS plastic, cut our own, fasten it in, good to go. And then lastly, we got the console here. It's missing the top trim piece. I don't know, it didn't come with it, so oh, actually it did, it's right there. We're good to go. So anyways, what we're doing this evening is we're getting turn this music down.
You don't have any stars, do you?
No, you have to attempt it with a Torx bit.
Yes, sure.
Anyways, we're gonna set those seats in here with the console and see, we're gonna see if we are good on the rails, if we need to modify the seat rails at all. And then we also got the console to figure out how it's gonna fasten down in there. But we're gonna get all this cleaned out. Damn, the snakeskin pills are everywhere.
Yeah.
Goodness. So we got a little bit more cleaning to do right here. We'll vacuum it out, get the old belts out, and then we'll get the new seats down and at least set them off in here and get an idea of what we're working with, where we need to adjust the rails and how the console is going to bolt down. So here we go. So our hardware in here has proven the seatbelt bolts mainly were, you don't understand how I had the big Ugga Dugga on level 3, full strength, wouldn't fucking get it out. We had to break it with a breaker bar. Now the stud that holds this tray in, the little impact wouldn't freaking do it, so we adapted. That won't even do it. Are you kidding me? It's smoking. Oh my God. Well, now what? Man, dude, these seatbelts, I'm telling you, that wouldn't do it. We had to break it with a breaker bar, and then that clicked on level 3 the whole way out. I think we're gonna have to take the grinder to it.
God damn.
I don't know what GM was doing, man. They over-engineered the shit out of the floor jack tray.
Why?
Whoa, man. I'm surprised the head of that stripped instead of the fucking... We went from half-inch drive to 3/8 to quarter drive. And it still won't come out.
I'm getting mad now.
Check this shit out. Yeah, it's a little rough. It needs a little doctoring and loving, but guys, it's in, dude. The seats fit pretty well. I mean, you're what, 6'2"?
Yeah.
James is 6'2".
I got a hat on too.
I think when we build the brackets,
We can lower it too on the brackets.
yeah, I think we'll have to bring the front up and then just start the back flush with this tall back hump. But this seat's leaned forward a little bit, but dude, this is batshit crazy, and it fits. I'm pretty well flush with this door sill right here, and he's in the exact same spot on that side. So yeah, it's a little wider, but it fits. This looks slopped down because it's not clipped together, but it'll tighten up here.
Make it fit.
Yeah, yeah, and I mean we can get little strap and mount it up and make it proper because it'll actually sit higher up.
So we undo this column and try to fit the...
It goes a lot more like this. But dude, just look at this. This seat's leaned forward, so never mind that. We got to power it up to change it. But dude, like, High Country interior and an OBS. I can't believe it. I wonder how many people have done this, dude.
None. No High Country. There can't be any.
No, not High Country for sure. I haven't seen an OBS with 14 to 18 in anything this modern.
They've had custom.
Somebody's done like 99 to 06, but they haven't swapped. Yeah, custom.
To most people, it'd be more expensive to go out and get the High Country. But if they find a deal like we did.
Yeah, so I don't know if I did clarify that or not, but a lady was selling the full interior for a full 4-door, and we told her we just need the front seats, the console, the dash, and that's it. We don't need the door panels, none of that. And she said $400, come get it. We hopped in the truck and went and got that shit pronto. But both the seats, that'll come out with time. That's just because the way they were sitting, they had shit on them. That's just a couple splatters. It'll wash off. There's no rips or tears in the seats.
Yeah. She said they were wrapped in plastic.
Yeah. So these are in good shape. Like I said, this is only slopping because the tranny hump's narrower on this, so it's making it spread. But let me see how the other side looks. Yeah, so this one's way back. In the final position, they'll probably come just a tad more forward, maybe an inch or two. And then we'll just do the rails to where they're a little higher. We don't have to be super picky because these seats do have tilt on the leg part. So we might just have to have them maxed out up to have.
We'll figure something out.
Yeah, we'll fab up some brackets. We'll get some flat strap, some metal material, and get some stuff welded in, dude. This is nuts. So next, we gotta get a lot of this gutted. Most of this we won't need. Yeah, a lot of this we're not gonna need, because like I said, we're gonna have to cut like 1.5 inches off of both far ends and then get it to fit in there, and we'll have to build our own hangers for like these mounts. We'll have to build our own tabs to hold all that stuff up. Dude, this is nuts. Full High Country interior in a Cheyenne.
I want to see if we can...
That's loose. That harness is just sitting in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're gonna pull this column out. Go ahead and do that. And
Just to see.
get the dash propped up here and see where we're at. Because I think we'll I think we'll have to get the dash figured out where it's gonna sit to get our distance figured out for the console. Because the console is gonna sit up against that, and then we can play the seats from there. But this is nuts, guys. No shit. I'm gonna go ahead and say it, and I'm gonna wait for somebody to correct me. This is the world's first OBS Chevy 95 with modern current body High Country interior. Heated and cooled seats. We're gonna make all that work. If this column works out good and the splines match up on the steering wheel, then we'll definitely just use this whole column and then adapt our signal plugs and all that. So we'll update you guys once we get the dash kind of propped up in there, and that'll probably be it for tonight. We're just kind of slapping stuff in there to see where we're at. So dude, that's intense heat. I can feel that shit all the way over here. No, they're there. Yeah, I don't know where the camera cut off, so I'm re-recording this. I'm having this issue where the camera doesn't record again. I don't know what the fuck's going on. We stuck this bad boy up in there, but yeah, it can't even hang in there. It's so bulky with all this extra shit in here. It's upside down right now, but we're gonna rip a lot of these modules and shit out of here, get the HVAC stuff pulled away for now, get it down to the bare skin, get the column out, get it basically down to the shell so we can set it off in there and get its position set this way. That way we know where, once we get it mounted up and secured, then we can butt the console up to it and then get some materials and build the seat rails. And then other than that, as far as getting it running, I'm gonna lift it up again, get the fuel lines out of the way so I can get those adapted and hooked up, and then get this AC bracket cleaned up. It's nice and grimy. Get the compressor mounted on it, and then so training mount and AC bracket and all that, and then we'll have it set in there. And then other than that, I'll get my wiring started and fired up. And then, yeah, I'm going to try to do as much as I can this week on that stuff. I got spark plugs and wires and a training cooler on the way. So if I can get a lot of this basic wiring out of the way, we can do cool shit like put the spark plugs in, get that dressed up, and then get the training mount in and get the motor setting where it needs to be so we can figure out if we need to get different headers or not. I'm hoping these will work. I didn't plan on buying different headers. But yeah, look forward to this week. I'm gonna get a lot of this tackled, and if I need to take a break from that for a day, then I'll get to banging on the interior a little bit, and that'll give you all a little variety of content. So from James and I, have a nice week, whether you're essential or not. This week's going to be huge. Later.